Se wo sendi sika akoma wo busuafo from the US to Ghana, use to Lemfi. Ani Lemfi dear, and with the best exchange rate, and you're very secure, and it sounds to you zero transaction fees. So wo use to Lemfi sendi sika akoma wo busuafo, sima kakre bi pe, no munsaka. Kai say referral code je wo screen so. So wo use so wunya 30 USD cashback on your first 100 USD transfer and more. Iti ka ho ko Google Play Store and Apple App Store and download the Lemfi app no ene.
So Paul made a submission that in 2 Timothy chapter number 3, that when he started talking about Jannes and Jambres, he said they resist the truth. I'm living in a country where truth is hated with passion. And this is our electioneering year. And you have made your mind to bury truth. Unfortunately, there is a voice crying in the wilderness, crying, preparing the way of the Lord and making his path straight. When I talk about the nation, you are so passionate to hear. But what about you and your wife, you and your fiancé? What about girls who are collecting young men's money and chopping without any intention to marry them? What about people who have sold one plot of land to 4 people and chopped their money? They also are Jannes and Jambres. Very soon. Give me another 10 more minutes. This church is full of Jannes and Jambres. This nation is full of Jannes and Jambres. This government is full of Jannes and Jambres. Serious! Full of Jannes and Jambres. When we hit the Turnpike 95, the longest motorway in possibly the world, arguably, starting from Canada to Florida, we drove almost like 5 hours. 10 lanes going, 10 lanes coming. At a point it narrows to 4 lanes, opens up to 5 lanes and all that. Then I realized how Ghana have become Jannes and Jambres. When you are here, you feel everything is normal. It's not. It's not. We are peddling and riding in madness, mediocrity, status quo, and we make it normal. You have people who can see. Everything is normal. Jannes and Jambres, and you have raised up young people. All they are thinking is lottery, single 439, all the payment, date of birth, stupidity, it to the highest. Me say, I could phone the child to asansa for the betting companies that we're gonna hear now. Jannes and Jambres, and woman one, some Ghana. Jannes and Jambres, and yes, you know, publicity and microphone. Why don't they give to their children? Parliament as MPs. Why don't they give it to their own children? Give it to them. So Jannes and Jambres, when I was, away, I saw, the reportage of a young man that have died, somewhere, and, they mistaken his identity. And I was asking first question, Ghana, have you forgotten what you did to Captain Mahama? That is what we have, something we call rule of law. Put the person to the law court. Allow him to a fair trial. Give him the opportunity to defend himself. Give him the opportunity to be able to vindicate himself. If he is guilty, allow him to go to prison in dignity. Yemfabo mo biti so asiade we ya na ye bi Dr. Muhammad ye de bobo ni ti so obi ma mi gina ne so no opa matches hwie petregu ne so wasiafo amonwene. This is what you do to people in uniform. Abrante ene de me say, I have never seen any fine gentleman like that. He had a gun, 9mm shot sidearm, full 16 rounds. Ammunition loaded. He saw foolish people like Janus and Jambres, and he couldn't use the weapon. Asiafo te se enipa eku Captain Mahama. Den chidaboas. Momo si ansisa mudini. Bebia mubeko biya saadi ya nibeso ama pampaso. Ansisa mudini nya mudiye. You saw a man, obi ba, obi papa, obi kunu, obi niya, obi asoreba, and you couldn't have even that discretion because Jenny ni jambre Jimmy no, and I am a kumama, and you killed that young man. I'm doing somebody a singing answer. No, obi kwe dramai. So what? The people that are seated here, how many of you are not promiscuous people? What can we be there? One of the most foolish things I have ever seen is for a man to go and sleep in a woman's house. One of the most stupid things I have ever heard. I'm telling you. Journeys and jumpers. You are not listening. Before I traveled, a young man died foolishly like that at Kaswa. You are still not learning. I'm saying, look at that fine young man, bearded, lovely young man and his beautiful wife seated together in church. Young man, beautiful wife. It's nice, sweet. Look at my brother-in-law with his beautiful wife, nicely seated. Another brother-in-law with his beautiful wife, nicely seated with his. Enyamofe. Uhurisi hanwa koba, oni woba weda, oni woba weada. Wakuma na sei, Jimmy wo wakume. Uja kwa usofuni. I'm talking to you with love. Me de wodone kasachira o. Untia beti you. Tia! The Bible said foolishness is full of the heart of a man, of a child, and the rod of correction, the word of God will remove it out of their heart. About foolishness is bound at the heart of a child. The rod of the word of God shall correct it and remove you far away from foolishness. I know Papa Bia Wu Tessa Nomu, a great man, wealthy man, left his children serious estate of properties. Correct your boys and I property. Jenny Nejambra Kumana Sanity. Bibia Beshan in Sabu Intimiris. Look at what Nkrumah did. You can have people stand and compare Nkrumah to who? Are you silly or something? Get back in line. You want to compare Nkrumah to who? Excuse me, sir. Back off. I was in a plane, a young pilot was sitting next to me, had a book. He just kicked me. I don't know how he read, notice I'm a Ghanaian. He kicked me. He didn't talk. At the back of the book, Kwame Nkrumah, New Colonialism, written at the back of the book. And then I smiled. A pilot is sitting next to me, carrying a memoir of Nkrumah. Speaking in nonsensical madness because you are not trained well. And talking nonsense and madness. Somebody builds a motorway you are struggling to even maintain, and you come here talking nonsense? Huh? Yeah, concrete yard. You wouldn't name Yansanka woko tare no. A 2 hour woko tare no. Yeah, the concrete crown where be a tare. You come here talking nonsense, comparing your mediocrity kind of leadership to madness. Tear! Munika sachira for tina mukikanse hunu no. Anytime I hold this thing, I cry. When I was leaving England, 2010, the exchange rate to the dollar was 1.5.
Estate. Yes, this estate is responsible for selling affordable litigation-free lands that have electricity, water, and accessible roads. I am so happy. My dad is too, and the whole family is settled. Rome Villa Estate is located at Oyibi and is between Apollonia City and Ubuntu Estate. For more enquiries or information, contact 055-9087-000, or you can visit my social media handles by typing Nakiet.